His following is going to Cam or Strange fight out of the blue corner. This man mixed martial artist weighing 145 pounds. Fighting out of Kuala Martial Arts, presenting Liam Hand.
You got to call out as well. First time a fighter is fighting under the Houlihan Martial Arts representation. Paddy Houlihan. Is in the green trunks and Hand is in the black, and a devastating low leg kick showing that power. But the big takedown, and welcome to mixed martial arts, Liam Hand.
And that's exactly where Obi all wants this fight to take place. We're going to see right now what kind of a ground game does Liam Hand have. Can he get the fight back to the feet, which is where he wants it? But right now he has a heavy body, and Obi all on top of him right now, establishing a dominant position.
I think you could have asked Stevie Wonder what he sees in this game plan, and the answer was always going to be there. This is going to be Obi looking to take it down and welcome Liam Hand into a mixed martial arts bout. And he didn't wait long for it, Phil. Big takedown. Hand looking to shrimp, to try and take the back in some ways here, but Obi is just going to put that knee on belly and try and step across.
And it's exactly what a methodical mixed martial arts, it's exactly the game plan a methodical mixed martial arts should employ against somebody with such an incredible striking background.
Beautiful switch, just to keep Liam Hand guessing. Switch side control sides and going to drive them knees into the body of Hand. And there we have a new tool as well, shoulder strikes by Obi, utilising every limb. But I'm sure Liam Hand coming into this, of course, is going to be drilled. This full mount step across Obi. This is phenomenal. Not allowing the striker any room.
Looked like momentarily he was trying to work for that head-on triangle, but again, just crushing the shoulder. Unbelievable shoulder pressure being implemented right now by Obi. And again, maintaining that dominant position, forcing Liam to do the work, forcing him to expel the energy that's going to pay dividends in later rounds for Obi.
Big shovel hook there and driving shots down with bad intentions. Obi, You
have to give Liam credit for being able to get that guard back.
And staying calm as well, young Liam Hand on the bottom.
We talked about Dito Fano's grappling and mixed martial arts being paint by numbers. This is a paint by numbers sequence for how a mixed martial arts grappler should deal with somebody with such an incredible striking pedigree as Liam Hand.
And this is exactly it. You look at a fight, I don't know why it's reminding me of a Randy Couture, James Toney. Why are you going to stand with an elite boxer, or in this case, kickboxer, and you can take him down and beat him up on the ground?
As I've said I think it was the McAlinden fight, the impetus now lies with the man on the bottom to change something, to make something happen.
All Obi was missing here was a little welcome mat on the door as Liam Hand stepped in, because he didn't take long to get that takedown. So this is exactly what Obi wants to do.
Indeed, indeed.
10-second clapper, and Liam Hand, one good thing for him here is the end of this round. The second round will start on his feet, and the young man has stayed composed on the bottom. Intimidating. Obi just stands above Hand. The Hand looks fresh, not a problem in that department.
Lovely bit of quiet intensity coming from both men here, Noel.
Obi just standing across, ready to engage, expect to change the levels in the takedown. Obi throws a kick and a big left hand, but there's the precision we talked about, Hand, that right hand. Obi calls it in.
And Obi looked momentarily wobbly there.
Superman punch, but that was more for this big takedown! You could say that left you in awe. That was a big slam takedown.
And as much as I love to see a knockout or a submission, I love to see a high amplitude takedown. And again,
beautiful work there by Hand. He's driving that heel into the kidney of on the back there side. Looking to work his way up the cage here, potentially Use them long limbs. But won't apologise for his aggression and hunting that takedown.
No, and it's fantastic implementation of a game plan.
Stroke momentarily. Stayed and struck with him on the feet momentarily, but threw a big Superman punch just to close that range and get that huge takedown. And looking to work his way, and big shots by on top.
Hand trying to switch the hips, trying to work for an arm bar. Slightly, can't quite see from this position, slightly impeded by the cage.
Just putting his toes inside the cage, and Garrett Lyons is having none of that.
Again, good shoulder pressure being implemented here.
Just halfway through the second round. Again, driving that heel into the back of his hand. Trying to work from the bottom. Trying to maybe create some space to pop back up.
And at this stage, there's bound to be a little bit of frustration starting to creep in to the mind of Liam Hand right now, because he's not able to utilise his own offensive tools here. So far through the majority of this fight, he's been very much in a defensive position though.
Yeah.
I would like to see Liam try and scoot back a little bit further. Again, get to an elbow, then prop up to a hand and try and use the cage, get against his back and try and wall walk. But that's very easy for me to say when he's got Obi on top of him, forcing him down.
Opeyemi. Again, as we said, not a lot in the second round here. He's doing enough to keep the referee happy, but hasn't landed any real damage or threatened any submissions or to advance position. Posture's up now, and Hand trying to kick him away and needs to spring back up.
Watch out for a big overhand coming right down the middle from Obi perhaps.
Obi puts the hands on the hips, nonchalant, as Hand is trying for a moment. He's got to be selective and springing back up here. Pushing himself away from the cage, and he's saying to the referee what's happening here. 10-second clapper goes, and a bit of gamesmanship, saying you hurt me there with that little kick. But again, I would have liked, the Hand is looking to the referee to be stood up, but potentially he has to take that action to get up himself. Let's be honest, he needs a finish here, but this young man is extremely capable of pulling this one from the fire, so all will be fully aware of that too. Big third round in the mixed martial arts debut of Liam Hand.
Yeah, someone like Liam Hand is only ever one shot away from a knockout. Changing levels well as Obi trying to get a read.
Nice kick, and just got to be wary of dropping that hand, and
needs to get his back off the
Hand
cage.
will go high. I was about to say after he dropped, but closes the distance, and huge takedown.
And this is where I think we're going to see the majority of this round play out now.
Oh, was very close to spiking himself on that takedown, just using almost like a pendulum motion to pick Hand up and slam him into the canvas. Pushing him up against the cage to stuff that head and stop Hand's movement.
Obi just showing some real intelligent positional play right now, just establishing that position, going to work from there, doing enough to keep himself honest in this position.
Making life horribly uncomfortable for Liam Hand in the bottom, stuffing his arm across his jaw and forearm across the jaw, and stuffing the head when he can under the chin. And aware from the last round that Garrett Lyons won't just give him a free stand-up, so he's got to work for it himself. Just under 2 minutes to go in the third round.
But Liam is trying to work. He's trying to get those hips mobile. He's trying to cut the angle here for the arm bar. He's being impeded by the cage wall, so he can't quite mount that offense that he wants. But
what a turnaround of events would this be if Liam Hand was to pull this one out.
I'd really like to see Obi square off those hips right now. He's in a dangerous position. He's not squared off with Liam Hand.
Just the post in front of our commentary is just stopping our vision here. Looking for potentially a triangle.
Again, big slam into the side control position.
He's got to scramble. Liam Hand has got to scramble. Try and get his feet out of there. Get up to his knee and up on his feet. Use that cage wall to cage walk.
He's posted up on a hand, but again, Obi's just relentless with that grip.
He's got that right ankle of Liam Hand that he's just going to control him. And you know, you might get somebody to say, oh, he didn't stand with him, Obi.
But why did he need to?
Why would he need to?
If any,
looking for this triangle again.
trying to work for that triangle.
Pops out, the up kick just lands on Obi, and this is where Liam Hand needs to fire.
Was that a legal up kick?
It looked like a lander, but Obi didn't complain about it and gets it back to the mat. Just under 30 seconds to go. And potentially Liam Hand bought the lottery ticket there, back on his feet, but his numbers just didn't come up.
If you're going to show any young fighter how you fight against somebody with an incredible striking background, you show them this fight. This is the blueprint for fighting a striker. Unbelievable work from Opeyemi.
A frustrating day's work, you think, for Liam Hand, but you know what? Number one, Phil, that's an experience.
Oh, 100%. The learning he's going to take from this. And I always liken it, the pathway for someone's amateur career. I always liken it to the way Patrick Lehan did it. Took the hard fights that were available to him. Your records are for DJs at this stage. So for him to go in there and get experience against a really tough wrestler, that's only going to serve him well moving forward. And at just 19 years of age, he's nowhere near even touching the even outer echelons of his prime. But tonight, all the plaudits belong to Opeyemi. A fantastic display of wrestling and mixed martial arts.